Hey everyone, my name is Benjamin Mercer and I will be discussing safety incentives with trench construction. Although deaths associated with trench collapses have largely decreased since the early 2000s, there were 21 total trench collapse deaths in the year 2020. Any number of deaths resulting from trench collapses greater than zero is unacceptable, especially with the advancements in knowledge and technology that we have in the 21st century. As the United States starts to get a handle on the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses and workers will start to make a return back to normalcy, and our economy will continue on its recovery process. As the economy gets better, the construction industry will begin to see a boom as more and more projects will begin popping up around the country. More construction around our country will mean more companies ignoring the dangers of trench construction, and in turn, more potential for corner cutting when it comes to excavation and trenching safety measures. This corner cutting has been an issue in our country for decades, as some contractors prefer to save a couple dollars here and there at the expense of the safety of all of their workers. According to OSHA's Trenching and Excavation Safety Handbook, excavation and trenching are among the most hazardous construction operations. OSHA defines an excavation as any man-made cut, cavity, trench, or depression in the earth's surface formed by earth removal. A trench is defined as a narrow excavation in relation to its length, made below the surface of the ground. In general, the depth of a trench is greater than its width, but the width of the trench is not greater than 15 feet. Overall, trenches are vastly more dangerous than excavations because of their propensity to collapse on workers and the catastrophic effects that these collapses can have on the workers and equipment inside of the trench. Some of the hazards of trench construction include working with heavy machinery that can potentially fall on workers, manual handling of the materials, working in proximity to traffic, contact with overhead and underground power lines, flooding or water accumulation, and the potential for excavated material to fall on workers inside of the trench. According to NASDAQ.org, soil is an extremely heavy material and may weigh more than 200 pounds per cubic foot. A cubic yard of soil, which contains 27 cubic feet of material, may weigh more than 2,700 pounds. This is nearly equal to 1.5 tons, which is the equivalent weight of a car jammed into a space that is less than the size of an average office desk. Some of the current trench regulations include providing access and egress in excavations over 4 feet in depth, providing cave-in protection for trenches more than 5 feet in depth, which can include sloping and benching the sides of the excavation, supporting the sides of the excavation, and placing a shield between the side of the excavation and the work area. A competent safety professional must also be on site to inspect work and make sure that everything is going smoothly. OSHA has jurisdiction over 7 million work sites. When an inspector finds violations of OSHA standards or serious hazards on the job site, they may offer the contractor citations and fees. According to OSHA's website on penalties and fines, the maximum penalty amount for serious, other than serious, or posting requirements is $13,653 per violation. The maximum penalty amount for a failure to abate is $13,653 per day beyond the abatement date, and the maximum penalty amount for willful or repeated offenses is $136,532 per violation. According to OSHA, employers must not use incentive programs in a way that penalizes workers for reporting work-related injuries or illness, but instead implement them in a way that encourages safe practices on site. Some of these common safety incentives include giving workers a paid day off, doubling a worker's break time, or providing breakfast for workers on site. Because of the cost of trench construction and the inability for OSHA to inspect every job site regularly, some contractors tend to cut safety corners, leading to trench failures and fatalities. To combat this, OSHA could push for the implementation of safety incentives for contractors that have a long-standing track record of following OSHA's safety requirements, as well as contractors who have a low recordable incident rate. These contractors could then use these safety incentives bonuses to better the safety culture within their respective companies. The first question that arises is, how do we pay for these safety incentives? Currently, maximum fines for violations do not provide enough of a deterrent to willfully violating these regulations. Many contractors may believe that it will not be as costly to take the risk and pay an occasional fine to OSHA rather than ensuring that all of their construction operations meet the requirements and standards set forth by OSHA. Therefore, I believe that OSHA needs to increase the penalty for not shoring and protecting trenches so that contractors will be less willing to violate the regulations at the expense of their workers' safety. These funds could then be used to pay for the safety incentive program, and those funds that are dispersed out to contractors could then be used to enhance their individual safety programs within their companies. Here are my references, and thank you so much for watching.